Hello, what's your story? I've got my stories, and I believe you got yours too. What's your story about? Now, we all have stories actually, but what makes the difference is how our stories are told. How do you tell your stories? How do I tell my stories? It's a story such that people can learn a lot from. But listen, in this class I'm going to share with you the right way to tell your story. Whether your story is full of twists and turns or ups and downs, what's important is how that you tell your stories. And I'll be helping you right now in this video to explain the right way to tell your stories. But to start with, if this is the first time coming across my page or my face, Benjamin Adebayo is my name, and this session right is Ben's English Lab, and this channel is Ben's Voice Narrative. In today's lesson or in today's class, we're going to look at the word S-T-L-R-Y. S-T-O-R-Y. S-T-L-R-Y. Story. So whether you want to talk about your story or I want to talk about my story, you want to hear about my story, the starting point is the understanding of the right pronunciation of the word story. How do you tell your story if you can't pronounce the word story correctly? So, story is our focus for today. Of course, the right pronunciation of this word is story and not story. From observation, people mispronounce this word story as story or as story. Story or story. Whether it is story or it is story, those pronunciations are wrong. Rather, what you have here is story. Story. This is a long vowel sound. It's a long vowel sound. Story. Story. It is the backgrounded vowel. Now, the problem area where people have problem in the pronunciation of this word is in this sound here, this vowel sound after top. It is pronounced as O, the long O sound. That is the half back rounded vowel. Half back rounded vowel O. Story, not story or story. If you say story, now it means you're introducing a diphthong L, the diphthong L, which is the closing diphthong. The closing diphthong L. You have two sounds coming together to form L, the short sound and the O sound. Whereas this is a monophthong. A monophthong is a single sound realized by a phonetic symbol. By a phoneme. That is or. Story. Story is wrong. Story is wrong. The right thing to say is story. I have a story to tell you today, and the story centers around how we live our lives. A story and not a story. A story and not a story. It's not story. Do you have a story to tell? Or do you have a story? It's not L. It's not story. Rather, the right pronunciation of that word is story. And the story should be an account about something, whether it's about your experience or the experiences of other people. What's important is to start to understand the right pronunciation of this word. Have you learned anything at all? Now go ahead and begin to tell your stories. But before you go, talking about stories, my YouTube channel, Ben's Voice Narrative, is a platform where I do two things. First is to teach English language concepts like this. And number two, to tell didactic stories, moral-laden stories that you, your kid, your family can sit together, listen to them, and learn what to from. Thanks so very much for sticking around to the end of this video. God's blessings. And with that, we've come to the end of this class. Have you learned anything of now from this class? If you have, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ben's Voice Narrative. Or perhaps you're already familiar with the right pronunciation of this word, but of course, you know people who are still in the dark regarding the right way to pronounce this word. Kindly share this video with them because that's the only way we all can speak right. Thanks once again. I'd like to see you in the next video. Bye for now.